Hey Billy Biggins, this is Barbara, and I would like to make a video response to your everything you need to know about women in 10 minutes or less. Well, I think that men are just as bad, but boy, you can't live with them men and you can't live without them. Let me tell you a little bit how my week went. Well, the past couple weeks I've been on these protein shakes, and I pretty much have been on a crash diet in order to have this weight loss surgery I have been wanting to go under. And after that, now that I've had the surgery, I pretty much haven't had nothing substantial to eat in about 4 or 5 days now. And it was my day to eat. And we actually got a list of foods that I was allowed to have, and cream of chicken soup was the only thing that really sounded halfway decent to me. Granted, after you had to add water to it, and after you watered it and cooked it, you had to strain it through a strainer, and then you had to puree it on top of that. And boy, I tell you what, you could have took that chicken soup and strained it through an old shoe and I'd have been happy. But anyways, it was about noon, and he's like, boy, I'm getting hungry. Are you getting hungry? I'm like, slightly. I haven't had nothing to eat now in forever. He's like, well, what you want? I'm going uptown. I was like, all right. I went and looked off that list, and I said, boy, a can of cream of chicken soup. It's on the list. Say I can have it. I want cream of chicken soup. There's like Jello and all this, stuff. Jello and yogurt and blah, blah, blah. So that sounded halfway decent to me. I said, I'll take it. He says, all right. You just want one can? I said, just one can. And so he goes uptown, comes back about 3 hours later, and boy, I'm just thinking about this cream of chicken soup. Yeah, because I've been drinking all these sugar-free, and they're really rather sweet. I just wanted something, something that tasted like food instead of a drink. Yeah, I'm going to get my chicken soup on. And he comes back. He's like, well, I got me a few things. I said, boy, you was up there for a long time. Yeah, I went in all the way into town and got me a few things too. Well, he knows I'm Italian, and we Italians love our Italian food. And he's like, well, I had to get me some Italian food. I'm like, oh, okay. So that didn't bother me. Boy, he was cooking up them Italian sausages, and it just smelled, that smell of them sausages just filled up the entire house. And then the sauce, and then the ravioli stuffed with that cheese, and then the cheese on top, and boy, I tell you what. And my kids weren't home. They were all doing their own thing. And, normally when they do that, we just leave their dinner up on the stove. When they come home, they can eat. And, that's our TV time. We sit and eat in the living room. And, boy, he fixes him a big old plate and goes and sits down. I was like, oh. And he knows I can't get up and start cooking. I had this surgery, and I tried to lift a little half a can of Gatorade the other day, and it was too much. And he's been so good. He's been helping me take care of the baby, and he's been just doing the best he can, and I've been really appreciative towards him. And so he sat down with this big old plate of noodles and cheese and sauce and sausages, and he's got sausages hanging out his lips, and he's just going to town eating this stuff. And so So finally I couldn't take it anymore. He got down to that last bite. I'm sitting here watching him eat. And what does he do? He flips that TV on. And I'm like, honey, yes, sweetie, did you get my chicken soup by chance? Well, they didn't have any chicken soup up there that was sugar-free. So, I didn't get you any chicken soup. I was like, well, my list here doesn't say anything about it being sugar-free. I said, just get me a can of cream of chicken soup. I was like, you're kidding. You really didn't get me anything? You didn't get me no chicken soup? I said, what did you get me? Nothing. Nothing? Really? Well, I started tearing up, and he's like, women, you can't live with them. You can't live without them. I'm going to get everything on your list. I don't want you upset at me. No, 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 no. So he says, where's your list? I said, I just want a can of chicken soup, really. That's all I really want. I said, it'll take me a week to go through and eat this chicken soup. Well, he says, no, I want everything on the list. So he takes my list, and he goes uptown, and he gets everything on my list. The sugar-free jellos, the sugar-free puddings, the sugar-free this, he gets all my cream soups, and he gets me a big old, he gets me a bunch of chicken soup. It's going to take me a year to get through this cream of chicken soup. I'm like, oh man, it started going bad, and he's making it up, and I'm so happy now, and I'm going to get my chicken soup on. So he's like, you sit back, honey, and I'm going to get your soup ready. Like, all right, yeah. So I'm waiting, and he's got the soup going. I'm like, honey, you got to put it through the strainer. Yeah, I got it. So he strains my soup, brings it to me, sets it next to me, puts it, all ready and all cute, and gets my spoon and gets it all. So I'm like, okay. So I got to taste my cream of chicken soup. It's like 9 o'clock at night now. And I've been waiting on my chicken soup since noon. Okay? So I start eating my chicken soup. I'm like, honey, this isn't chicken soup. What in the hell is this? It's cream of mushroom soup. Cream of mushroom. Honey, I thought I said cream of chicken soup. I said, you didn't get me cream of chicken? Yeah, I got you a whole bunch of it. I just thought it sounded good, and I just thought I'd cook you something different for a change. Well, I guess I should have been thankful. Thank you, honey. Thank you. And no, I didn't. I had to be a woman, and I can't believe it. It was something simple as chicken soup. I started bawling my eyes out. I just don't understand these men. You can't live with them. You can't live without them. I know I must be a pain in his side sometimes, but I just don't understand this chicken soup thing. I don't understand. I just don't understand. Oh my God, what a night. And he just couldn't understand why I was bawling my eyes out because, he said, I got you your chicken soup. Billy, you gotta explain this one to me. I'm clueless about men. And, I think that we're both men and women. I think we're all made out of the same mold. That's all I can figure. I don't know. Mushroom soup. And then he says, women, you can't live with them. You can't live without them. I got her everything on her list. I thought I'd make her some mushroom soup to make her happy. don't know. You could explain that one to me. You know, maybe it would help explain, both men and women in general.